These days, more and more companies are turning to the internet to make their money. Let's face it, the economy's contracted, government spending's reduced, people have less money, there's less and less opportunity for people to go out and spend money. And many of the small and medium-sized companies, and even the larger companies, are experiencing problems. Just look at your local mall or high street or shopping centre and look at how many shops have closed down. Look at the news, at the amount of big businesses that have gone into administration because of the poor economic climate. And you'll very quickly see that this is a massive problem affecting pretty much millions of people across the world. So many of these smaller companies, the smarter ones, are starting to use the internet in order to boost their profits and the customer reach. They want to get more people through the door. Now obviously if you're in a mall, for example, you can only get the people that walk past your shop or specifically come to that mall in. Now how are they going to find you? Well, they might walk past the shop and go, that looks good, and come in. They might make a specific trip to the mall to come and get something from this shop. But you know, these customers want more people through the door. Look at the number of restaurants, for example, with empty tables. Look at how many shops, when you walk past them, are pretty much empty. So, you know, these companies are really keen to increase their reach and gain more customers. And they see the internet as a vehicle to do that. They've been told by various news agencies that internet spending is up. But most of these companies have no idea how to leverage the internet in order to make a profit. Now, many of these companies use traditional advertising, which is dying. Think about the yellow pages, newspapers, magazines, television adverts, all of these. Revenues on them all are down. The yellow pages, I mean, who uses one of those these days? The only way I would look something up in the yellow pages in the physical book is if my internet connection or phone line was down. Then I might consider it, but then I've got my smartphone and I can look things up on there. So traditional advertising is really dying. People are turning away from traditional media and moving to the internet to find information. In fact, scientists have found out that the internet is actually changing how we as humans process information. We don't store information in our brains anymore. What we do is we store the location of the internet of the information on the internet. So I might not know how to build a brick wall, but I could go and find a URL and a website that would tell me exactly how to do it. So you can see people are really changing their lifestyles based around the internet. As I said, think about the yellow pages. It is becoming obsolete. People do not use it. We have one here at my house. I don't know where it is. Last I saw it was propping a door open. Haven't seen it since. You know, people just don't use it anymore. It used to be that the phone book and the yellow pages was the mainstay of your life. If you needed a plumber, a bricklayer, a gardener, you'd get the yellow pages out, you'd flick through, phone a few numbers, get some quotes, and get one of them to come and do the work for you. We don't do that anymore, do we? No, we use the internet. Same with in-print advertising. Look at the way advertising in newspapers and magazines has dropped. Most of these places will tell you their revenues are going through the floor from advertising. But the thing is legislation is now making it harder and harder to market. We have anti-spam laws. I can't send you email without your permission, and rightly so. You know, you can subscribe to a do not call list so that I cannot cold call you, and rightly so. So you know, there's a lot of these legislative practices which has made it harder for what people used to do to advertise to work. So you know, even legislation in a way is against a lot of these companies getting customers and getting people through the door. And with the sort of contraction of the economy across the world, just look at the amount of companies going bankrupt, the personal bankruptcies, the countries literally going bankrupt as well. You know, what chance do small and medium-sized companies have? They are desperately trying to stay afloat. And you have to remember, many of these companies, it's not just a business, it's their livelihood. They're run by a family usually, or one person, or maybe two. And the company's all they've got. They lose the company, they've lost their income, they've lost their business, they could lose their house and more. So for them, staying afloat is absolutely vital. Now, here's an interesting fact for you, and I must admit I didn't know this until I started doing some research. I discovered that about 80% of local business comes from within a 5-mile radius. So if I've got a shop in the mall, most of my business is going to come from people living within 5 miles. 20% won't, will be further people who made a special trip or people on holiday and so on, but 80% of my business comes from within the 5-mile radius, and that's very, very interesting, I think. But these companies have got to get people through the door. It's not just a case of saying to people, hey look, we're a company, we're here. You've got to get them through the door, you've got to market to them, and traditional methods just aren't working anymore. So these companies are having to turn to, methods that we as internet marketers have used for many, many years. They're starting to realise the value of these methods and starting to use them. Now, one thing that is becoming very, very popular is smartphones. I've got one in my hand right now. Most people these days have a smartphone. You've got your iPhones, your Blackberries, your Windows 7 phones, your Android phones, and so on and so forth. There's a huge, huge market here, with smartphones. It's such a big and important market as far as these companies are concerned that Google paid $12.5 billion for the mobile phone arm of Motorola. Apple is busy suing Google over Android. HTC is suing Apple. There's lawsuits abound because these companies have realised the strategic importance of smartphones. Smartphones are very, very important. They're becoming, the in thing. They're replacing computers, basically. Smartphones and tablets. Think about it. You can do everything you can do on a traditional computer on a tablet, or a lot of it on your smartphone. What do I tend to do most on a computer? I check my email, maybe do a little bit of web surfing. That's about it. I can do all that on my smartphone, no problems at all. So smartphones are becoming very handy, very popular, because people love this feeling of being connected wherever they go. I can be sat on the beach having a discussion with my wife, and we sort of try and work out who sung some vague pop song in the 1970s, or want to identify a starfish we've just found. Out comes the smartphone, tap, 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 we've got the information. We've left our cats in the house with a cat sitter, there's a problem with one of the cats, we get a phone call. Or, we can check the weather for tomorrow. We're camping on a Welsh mountainside, middle of nowhere, and we want to find out what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. Out comes the smartphone, check the weather. With a GPS, it can tell exactly where we are. It will find the local nearest weather point, weather monitoring station, and tell us local weather conditions and forecast for the next day. We're out and about, we're hungry, it's time to eat, we want to find a restaurant. Out comes our smartphones. Tap, 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 we can find a good local restaurant. No more driving around streets going, what do you think, does that look alright? I'm not sure about that, let's go have a look at the menu in the window. Oh no, it's a bit too expensive, oh no, don't fancy that. Straight away we can find where we want, off we go. Smartphones are really, really changing the way people operate, and these small companies have got to get with the times basically and understand them. With mobile marketing, companies have the ability to get in front of the target market while they're on the move. So this means, I've driven 150 miles to go and visit a client, for example, for my job. They've sent me off there to do a sales call. I finished my sales call, and I'm hungry. I want to find a restaurant. Or I get close to my client. I realise I've left my good shoes at home. I can't possibly go and see an important client wearing these shoes. Smartphone, out it comes. Tap, tap, tap. Found a shoe shop. Off I go. I can contact them, find out if they've got the shoes I want, and go straight there. No more traipsing around different shops trying to hope one of them's got what I want. I can find the shops, I can phone them from where I am, check they've got what I want, and get there. With some of the larger companies with a bigger web presence, you can reserve stock, you can check stock levels, you can pay online. Absolutely brilliant. Some companies are now introducing contactless pay with a mobile phone. So my smartphone, I can swipe it over the counter, pay my bill. Easy as that. Absolutely fantastic technology, and it really is changing how we live. So by acknowledging the existence of smartphones and using the internet in order to get hold of the people using them, they can get customers that perhaps they'd miss out. There's a good opportunity to market to people and bring them through the door. Now this program's all about that. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about mobile marketing. But we're going to start by looking at Google Places. It's very, very important, and I want you to understand that it is important and that it's a good way for many of these small companies to get in front of people and get people through the door. We're going to look at how to set up Google Places. Again, very important. People really need to do that. We're going to look at getting to the top of Google Places. Now, Google now shows 7 results for local searches. That shows you the importance Google are placing on local results in Google Places. And this means that if you're not in Google Places, you can seriously struggle to get seen and get traffic, because everything above the fold is Google Places now, pretty much. So, you know, being near the top or at the top, very, very important, and we'll cover that in this course. We're going to show you how you can use mobile marketing to the advantage of your clients. You can help them to maximize their return of investment from mobile marketing and bring in some good money. We're going to teach you how to understand your clients as well. Very important. If you don't understand your clients, you're going to struggle to make money from them. You need to know what they want, why they want it, and how you can give it to them. And we'll cover that in a later video. Now we're also going to talk about SMS and QR codes and how you can educate people to use these to further help boost their business. Now these are very, very powerful techniques, and we're going to cover those in a little while and show you how you can sell these to local customers. Now, everything we're going to cover here is not go in and sell one big package. You could sell one of them. You could go and sell an SMS marketing campaign or a QR code campaign or some SEO work or making their sites mobile friendly or Google Places or anything of this. There's lots you can do. Yeah, Facebook fan pages, another great thing, great way to keep in contact with customers. It's a great way to notify them of special deals, offers, and so on, and it's very, very effective. People love it because it's on the smartphone. They'll participate because they're there, it's in their hands. They'll participate much more on their smartphone than they would if they were, say, on their computer at home, because obviously they've got to switch the computer on, get some time in front of it. A smartphone, it's there. They will participate an awful lot more. We're going to also talk about outsourcing. Now, outsourcing to me is very, very important if you want to maximize your return on investment and your time. Now, you could do this all yourself, but to be really honest, it is a lot of work. It really, really is. So we're going to show you how you can outsource some of this. So you've got loads and loads of free time so that you can spend more time selling and bringing in clients rather than, doing the actual work. It's going to really help you increase your revenue significantly. And of course, we've got to talk to you about how you're going to get clients as well, and we'll cover some of that later on, and a lot more. It's a real action-packed course. So you know what the course is about. You understand the importance of mobile marketing. Mobile marketing is really, really revolutionizing the internet and local businesses. So I want you to be able to take from this course the ability to go and sell mobile marketing to your clients. So let's get on now and let's tell you some more about how you can get Google Places working for you and start profiting even more from your local clients.